Odombo, the Director, Media and Public Relations, my colleagues from the party head office, members of the press, members of the public, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, and we welcome you to the party head office for the end of year press conference that we would like to undertake. It has been a very busy year, and we thank God that we are coming to the end of the year of our Lord, in spite of all the challenges that we've been going through as an institution, as a country, and as individuals. Along the year, we know we've lost quite a number of comrades from within the party and outside the party. We've also had quite a number who are still admitted in the various hospitals within the country, and others are still struggling with all difficulties that we've registered along the year. So for all this, we pray that may the good Lord protect all of us individually, as families, and as a country. We also pray that we put our chairman of the party, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in prayers for God to continue giving him the wisdom he needs to lead this country for many more years to come. My remarks are going to touch on two areas. As a party, you know, we have the mandate to examine a few of the activities of government that we've sponsored. It is indeed our responsibility to report the level of satisfaction with which we see government. Then the other part of my presentation will touch on the organizational issues, the roadmap that we have released, and the activities going forward. Our core principles, as we all know, are premised on the 4 pillars, which are Pan-Africanism, patriotism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census report, which took place on the 24th and 25th of August 2023, we've been informed, of course the party knew, that we have a total of 9 million households in Uganda. Because when a party designs its programs, we focus at households. So these 9 million households in the country are our responsibilities as a party. The population is at 45 million, according to the report. We believe that with the new census that is going to be conducted, the population of the country will increase. In 2019-2020, we noticed that 5% of our population migrated. The first migration, which comprised of about 42%, were migration from one rural area to another rural area, village to village migration. These were mainly because of natural problems, floods, landslides, pests and diseases, lack of fertility of land, and many other factors. Along that, we also noted that 12% of our population moved from rural areas to urban areas. And I'm sure over the year you have witnessed quite a number of increase in the population within urban areas. And then we also noted that about 18% of our population moved from urban to rural areas. These are mainly young people who have taken interest into farming, elite group who have gone to farming, and others have gone for many other economic activities in rural areas. So we have been observing this migration pattern, and as a party, we follow them. We've also noticed that on average, we have in the areas of health, the accessibility to health services, our population has a radius of about 4 kilometers to walk to the nearest health facilities. But what is a little more concerning to the party is that the population has been complaining about inadequate services at these health centers, which we shall talk about more in the later part of the press conference. I'm giving you these statistics so that you know where the country is heading. Life expectancy at birth for men, it increased from 48 years to 62 years. We live now a little longer than before. For women, it has increased from 52 to 64. Women are living a little more longer in Uganda than before. So you should ask yourself, why has this improved? And it speaks to the policies of the party and the policies of the government. 60% of pregnant women attend antenatal care during their time of pregnancy. 40% of households in urban areas use electricity. 27% of households use solar lights in urban areas, and about 33% in rural areas. Uganda is connected to tarmac road from one border to another. I'm sure you have driven around the country, you have witnessed all this. Literacy level has increased from 56% in 91 to 80% in 2022. 30% of Ugandans have been reported to be poor though, but we also know that through the intervention of Operation Wealth Creation, the percentage of our farmers in subsistence production reduced from 68% to about 39%. We also thank government for effectively implementing UPE, USE, and the liberalization of university education that has enabled our citizens to access adequate education at all levels. On the economy generally, the social contract between the national resistance movement and the population is contained in our manifesto, this book. When we go for national elections, we market what is in the book. Our socio-economic and political programs are here. And now we speak with confidence that from the time we came to leadership of government as a party, our social contract that was signed in terms of the votes we got, as reflected in our manifesto, is being implemented by the government effectively. Through the manifesto, the party committed to expanding and transforming the national economy as a broad strategy to improve household incomes and thereby fight poverty. As you know, the National Development Plan 3 is focusing at household income. NDP 1 and NDP 2 were looking at mainly infrastructure development and the key pillars of the economy. But NDP 3 is focusing at fighting household income. And it is out of that that most of the social programs that government is implementing were drawn. Notwithstanding the challenges that we went through during COVID time, that we experienced a lot of issues, the economy has been growing. And I'm sure the detail of this will be given by government, but I'll just pick the highlights that concerns the party and the party should report about. The economy has expanded from Uganda shillings 162 billion in 2021 financial year to shillings 184 billion, which is from $45 million to $49 million. In real terms, the economy grew by 5.2% in 2022-2023, which was better than the 4.6% growth registered in 2021-2022. Annual headline inflation slowed from the peak of 10% in October 2022 to 2% at the moment. Our economy is doing so well, the inflation rate has dropped drastically. Ugandan shillings has remained stable to the dollar. Uganda export grew from 54.9% between October 22 to close to $6.4 million. Import has also grown, and we are improving our trade within the region. We have opened new markets in Eastern Congo. We are trading with Somalia now. We are trading within the region with many other countries. We are engaged with the SADC, with ECOWAS. And when the president keeps talking of the federation, it is to open our markets to the regional, continental, and international market, level. Foreign direct investment has improved. As I speak now, we have close to 8,000 factories that have opened in Uganda. Each of these factories do employ between 500 to 1,000 people. So you can multiply how many people are getting jobs in these factories. Domestic revenue has increased. Revenue performance is improving. And so on. So these indicators gives us satisfaction as a party that our government is responding to the core promises that we made in the manifesto. Because as a party, we are concerned that our policies do transform the lives of the people. And when we see the indicators, the statistics, we are impressed by the performance of government. Government has aligned priority areas in the next financial year that are also in line with the party manifesto. In the next budget, government will focus at peace, governance, and security, integrated transport infrastructure and services, electricity generation, transmission, and distribution, investing in people, that is in the areas of health, education, water for production and consumption, tourism sector, agro-based industrialization, development, and value addition. We already have close to 20 industrial park zones in Uganda, and all these zones are already being gazetted for industrialization. We are emphasizing effective implementation of the parish development model, which is the key program of the party, and government is implementing it very well. We know we shall have challenges of a few issues in areas of natural disasters that will be handled. So this speaks to the key indicators that makes the party feel that the government is in line with the party manifesto. Coming back to the areas of the party, the NRM government that was elected in February 2021 will in February 2024 be celebrating the third year of its Kisanja of 2021-2026. One of the major activities in the next 26 months will be to prepare the party for internal elections, to renew leadership within the party structures, and also generate flag bearers for the various positions we shall be having. Priority will be to deliver a credible election, both for the structures and for flag bearers who will compete nationally and internally. Given the fact that we have taken time to analyze what were the key problems in our previous internal activities. The party conducted constituency mobilization programs this year, which was headed by the Director of Mobilization, where it is sampled constituencies mainly in Buganda and Busoga, sub-regions respectively, and defining which has helped the party develop strategy for government interventions. The party will in the coming year embark on the strategic countrywide mass mobilization to reawaken the population to participate in the socio-economic transformation through the many flagship programs that government is implementing. We believe that effective transformation of the people cannot only be handled by government. The responsibility to transform equally lies in the hands of the community. We shall encourage government to implement programs, but the population should also be prepared to participate in the implementation of these programs. Programs like M-Yoga, PDM, Youth Fund, Women Fund, all these are focusing at fighting poverty at household level. As you are aware, the party launched the Youth Camp series, which was in the Greater Masaka, and this we shall take to all the regions of Uganda. We realize that we need to guide our young people in the areas of health, education, and economic empowerment. We have started building party offices in districts. We so far have offices, some of them have been sponsored by party supporters, others are being built directly by the party secretariat. We have offices in Buejo, Sironko, Kakumiro. We have built offices in Gulu, Ngora. We are planning to build one in Mitiana and Luero, and some other districts. On foreign relations, the diaspora is where the opposition elements have always run wrongly. They take their issues to the wrong address. We have equally gone out to speak about the party and about our government. We have taken the battle to the opposition, the battle to the diaspora rather, by mobilizing our friends in the diaspora to understand what NRM stands for, what we can agree with in principle, and what we can disagree with in principle. It is always good to have friends and partners who knows what your principles are. So some of these are areas where we declare our principles. You are my friend, you are my comrade, you are my associate, you are my... But these are the principles I stand for. These are the principles the party stands for. The following are the engagements that the Secretariat has already undertaken from the time we came to office in lines of external relations. We hosted the European Union delegation here to discuss matters of bilateral relations with many of the countries, and also they came to talk to us about LGBT. But we were very firm, just like we are firm now, and we shall always be firm. We visited the Federal Republic of Germany. We met leaders there and explained our stand on some of these things. We went to United Kingdom and Wales to meet the leaders of government, legislatures, and Ugandans in the United Kingdom and other parts of Europe. We were in Denmark and other countries. The Secretariat has planned further programs to implement this strategy, including going to United States of America and going to Canada. Because we realize our friends in these areas are heavily misinformed about what NRM stands for and what we can defend as a resistance movement. The party has supported the holding of diaspora symposia in the United Kingdom, Canada, United Arab Emirates, and other parts of the world. The party has over the years deepened and broadened cooperation with the revolutionary political parties in Africa. We have really strengthened our relationship with the African National Congress, with the Bharatiya Janata Party of India, with the Chama cha Mapinduzi of Tanzania, with the Communist Party of China, with the Communist Party of Cuba, the National Council of Defense for Democracy, Force for Defense of Democracy, that is in Burundi, CNDD, the National Liberation Front, NLF of Angola, Prosperity Party of Ethiopia, Rwanda Patriotic Front, RPF, South Sudan People's Liberation Movement, SPLM, SPLA, United Party of Russia, United Socialist Party of Venezuela, the Workers' Party of Democratic Republic of Korea, and so many others. Why did we do this? Because we are a revolutionary party. And NRM is the mark of confidence of Pan-Africanism in Africa. So many of these revolutionary parties look onto NRM for solidarity, for support, and for guidance. Our chairman is one of the most outstanding Pan-Africanists. And so many of these parties do come to learn from the National Resistance Movement Party. So we thank them for working so hard to cooperate with NRM. I did not see Frelimo of Mozambique. We also reached them. I did not see ZANU-PF of Zimbabwe. All these parties and MPLA of... On ideological reflections, under our tenure of office, the Secretariat launched the Kiswahili language lectures and the art of public speaking. We conducted simultaneously every Wednesday, and in the afternoon we do ideological clinics. This is to help our young cadres, one, to learn Kiswahili, which is now becoming a regional language, to open up advantages that they might have, and two, in the areas of public speaking, to know as leaders how to communicate, how to deliver your point, and how to read that what you're speaking makes sense to the audience. These two programs will be going digital, and we shall be broadcasting in all the institutions of learning. On the party discipline, we also need to know that an organization like the NRM and any other party and any other organization can only stand firm and solid when we members are disciplined. Discipline is what makes an organization stand, and it is what makes us deliver what we have promised to the people. The fourth schedule of NRM Constitution provides for code of conduct of party members. In addition to the rules of conduct that prohibits certain conducts of members. The penalties for breach of both the prescribed rules and prohibited conduct are in the constitution of the party. And very soon you will hear that the party is cracking the whip on indisciplined members. Because we know if we don't control indiscipline in the party, the organization will not stand strong. The fourth schedule of the Constitution also establishes the party disciplinary committees for purposes of enforcement of the rules and prohibited conduct. It is for the above four reasons that the party secretariat has constituted an administrative disciplinary committee headed by the Right Honorable Deputy Secretary General. This is to help our staffs. And we have started by internally disciplining our staffs under the leadership of the Right Honorable Deputy Secretary General. I call on all the party members, supporters, and especially the leaders to exercise maximum discipline and restraint from deviating from the original and historical mission of the party, to be able to fulfill the ideological goals of the founding fathers, which are the core principles that we stand for. There are quite a number of issues that the party should speak boldly and firmly about, which I request to take you through some of the few. One, on the issue of corruption, we have spoken, we have written, we have cried out. Everybody is speaking about corruption, but corruption is increasing. It's like you go to a clinic, they diagnose you, they prescribe tablets, but the sickness doesn't go. So we need to examine why, in spite of all the calls we have made against corruption, why, in spite of all the agencies to fight corruption, corruption is still increasing in this country. There must be something which we are not seeing. And we need to be very bold. Out of the 45 million Ugandans, only about 600,000 are employed in government. These are people who draw their emoluments from the consolidated fund, meaning 44.4 million Ugandans don't earn salaries. And the 600,000 are charged with the responsibilities to provide services to the 44.4 million Ugandans. Now, if the majority are complaining about the minority who are supposed to deliver services to them, the party is concerned. We have agencies, Inspectorate of Government, State House Anti-Corruption Unit, State House Investors Protection Unit, State House Health Monitoring Unit, Anti-Corruption Division of the High Court, Strengthening Directorate of Public Prosecution, Parliamentary Accountability Committees, all these CID police, whistleblowers, citizens. But with all this, the animal called corruption has failed to go. So we call on all accounting officers in government, from the sub-county levels of local government to all the levels, to observe discipline while implementing our manifesto. We are bothered because this is what we promised the people. This is our social contract with the people, and it should be implemented effectively and timely. The second part of the things that concerns us as a party are the rampant land evictions, land grabbing, frictions over land. It's massive. It was under the leadership of the National Resistance Movement government that citizens' rights to land ownership was guaranteed and institutionalized in the 1995 Constitution. Article 26(1) protects the right to own property. Article 237 specifically states that land belongs to the citizens of Uganda. Section 227 of the Land Act makes provision with respect to a wider variety of matters regarding land in Uganda, such as land tenure system, which borders from customary, freehold, leasehold, milo, and all that. The NRM government, therefore, has guaranteed the question of land ownership because previously, under the Ugandan Land Reform Decree of 1975, all land was declared to be public land, and the best interest that citizens could acquire was lease, which could be easily taken away for purposes of development. But now, under the new constitution that we have, land belongs to the citizen, land belongs to the people. And the ownership is exercised through the various land tenure system. So we call upon government to protect the poor, the vulnerable, from being evicted from their land. We need to protect our citizens from being evicted from their land. And we call upon our leaders at all levels to protect the poor who are being evicted from their land. Land is one of the most prime factor of production, that without land you are nobody. Without land you live in space. Without land you have no address. Without land you become a vagabond. So we need to protect our people on their land. The district security committees headed by the resident district commissioners have also been given administrative responsibilities by His Excellency the President to supervise court orders involving land evictions. And this we also call upon our cadres. Be firm. Speak against things that affect our people. Stand with them. Wear your yellow shirts and stand to defend the wrong things from being done to our people. Speak against the wrong things. It is called the national resistance movement. Resist wrong things that are being done to our population. On the areas of security, we thank government for working so hard that up to now we are all safe and secure, apart from the few incidences of ADF that we have been reading through, the attack in Kasese, on the school, on tourists and other areas. But we have confidence that our security is very, very, very firm, and we are busy doing our normal duties as it's supposed to be. The NRM government, through the Uganda People's Defense Forces, has played a very significant role in the stability of each one of us. As we celebrate Christmas, we need to be mindful of our neighbors, of ourselves, and our area where we go to. We should avoid crowded places and avoid unnecessary movement. On the areas of unemployment, which is massive, we are aware that our answer as a party is that unemployment is not only affecting Uganda, but it's affecting all the third world countries and more so the sub-Saharan African countries. This is mainly because of the education system we inherited that has been training for a long time job seekers other than job creators. But we are grateful to the government of Uganda and the Ministry of Education that our education curriculum has been improved to look into answering questions of job creation instead of educating job seekers. We are promoting more vocational training, we are promoting more skills education, and we believe that will help the country much better. We know of the challenges of creating decent jobs, but this is work in progress. When the economy expands, jobs also come. It moves together. When the economy is not doing well, the jobs also reduces. And the president has guided us many times that there are sectors that can employ people. Agriculture, ICT, services, and these are sectors that government is promoting. We thank the president for opening a number of presidential skilling hubs in the country, which is also helping us to retool and reskill our young people. Recently, we had close to 36,000 youth being graduated, which is a plus to the skill empowerment and the skill that we're giving to young people. The NRM government also set up the industrial court at the level of the High Court to arbitrate in the employment-related issues, including but not limited to unlawful and unfair dismissal from work. The government, through the Ministry of Education and Sports, has since come up with a new education curriculum. I've already talked about that. On the other areas of miscellaneous, we thank the President and Parliament of Uganda for standing firm in defending our society against homosexuality. We speak without fear of contradiction that as a revolutionary party and as a party, we believe in the African heritage. We want to protect our children. We want to protect our population by not encouraging things that are parallel to the African tradition and culture. This bill and law which was passed is helping us to protect families and children especially. So our friends should understand that. We uphold the values of families. As I move towards the end of my brief remarks, we call upon Ugandans to be more responsible during this festive season. We wouldn't want to witness a number of accidents on the road. We wouldn't want to see people drinking and making themselves silly. Be responsible, because next year is still there. This Christmas will come and go. There's another Christmas which will come. The other one should find you alive. Don't get consumed into this. There are quite a number of road accidents during this season. We should be careful. And there are increased criminality in homes, burglary, and all that. We need to observe and be careful of wild celebrations that can cause you more problems. In 2024, there will be national census again. And we call upon the population to participate, because this census helps us to plan, helps us to know how many people we have, the conditions in which they live. It helps planners in the various areas. Finally, I wish the party faithful and the country a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year for God and my country. So if there are questions, please, you can ask specific questions and we shall respond to. I did not go to the various details of our programs because we have responsible people who are handling that here. But next year is going to be a very busy year because we are left with only a few months to roll into the national curriculum of election. So next year we are going to be extremely busy, and that will start from the internal party activities. So thank you so much, and I invite questions if they are there.